What is up, everybody? NC.
JC and.
We are here for a live reaction on Janel Grant speaking recently, some sexual abuse survivor conference in Connecticut, something like that. Anyways, we're going to show you the clip, and we're going to basically go through it. I'm just going to be honest right off the bat. There are no innocent parties here. I believe that there's some guilty.
Opinion.
Just my opinion. I feel that I feel like there's weight to what she says, and I feel like Vince has some weight on him too. So let's go ahead and take a look at it.
So just real quick, if it's okay, we in no way intend to, minimize or degrade Janel Grant or her accusations. We're just offering our opinions. We're just looking at what she said, and we're just going to analyze it. We're going to be totally, fair to everybody. We're just going to give our opinion.
We might goof a little bit, but that's what we do here at TWRP. So, without further ado, let's start the video.
And now I'll welcome up Janel Grant.
I was writing this on the way in the car.
Right off the bat, that's not a very good way to start a case for sympathy. I wrote this on the way to the car.
Yeah, she should have had more coaching on this, but it is what it is.
Well, here's what I'm saying. With all the lawyers that she's been talking to for the last couple of years, why couldn't she have had a professionally written statement? Hell, why couldn't she have gone on Grok and got a statement off of there? ChatGPT, something, man.
I mean, it couldn't have hurt. It could have hurt, but she's here at this sexual abuse survivor summit, giving her testimony as to what happened. She makes a claim later on that I think really, basically what she says is pretty much everything that we've already known, but right. She makes a certain claim at the end that honestly should require TKO to make a move.
Well, that's what we're here for, is to basically pick this apart and just go through it. So let's keep on going.
Wow, I'm a little taken aback. I really shouldn't be here. By a series of miracles that I can't account for, I'm alive today. Whew. On June 15th of 2022, my life was rewritten into someone else's storyline.
So, a lot of people were confused about what exactly that is. JC, why don't you go ahead and fill them in on the storyline that was her life was being based off of?
So she'll touch on this with much greater detail towards the end, but basically what happened is if you guys remember, in the summer of 2024, back when Triple H had full-headed
2022.
Oh, 2022, yeah. So basically what happened is the whole Janel Grant NDA situation. Basically, she signed an NDA with Vince, and then she had to break it because of the lawsuit that was going on and because the feds got involved. And so Vince was suing her because of it. So, she's out of money there, and it's a whole thing that she's going to get into. So, yeah.
No, but basically, what I'm not even talking about the real life. I'm talking about the storyline, because we were talking a lot about this, the storyline. What do you think the storyline was that they're talking about? If people think about a WWE storyline, what do you think that would be?
The storyline was in the summer of 2024 and involved Dominic and Liv Morgan. Basically, if you guys remember, Dominic was sending nude pics of Liv Morgan, kayfabe, to other guys in the locker room, and that apparently was what was happening with Janel Grant. That was one of the accusations that she's made, and she will elaborate further on here. And look, man, I'm just going to say it right now. I think that this is grounds for Triple H to be fired. You have declining ticket sales, declining ratings. At this point, you might as well just fire Noseman after Mania and replace him with Shawn Michaels.
All right, we'll get back to the video here in a bit. Yeah. Let's save all that stuff for the end.
And I was globally outed in the Wall Street Journal. I got a call that I didn't expect on the day of a very big meeting of a new job I had, and it was in front of my new bosses, and it was in front of a high-rise full of residents whose homes I was entrusted to protect. So imagine me getting a phone call I didn't expect saying that at any minute the Wall Street Journal would be publishing a story about me, Vince McMahon, and a non-disclosure agreement.
Okay, so here she is talking about being nervous in front of a boss. You know, she's having a meeting with these bosses about a new job and whatnot, and she's nervous about her past coming back up. What would she have to hide? If she's an innocent party, what would she have to hide?
Well, and that's the thing that this is trying to be dragged out in court. Like what Vince wants to do is Vince wants to drag this into arbitration. Basically says, you know, hey, you in the NDA it says that you will be compelled to arbitration, which basically means that he's going to pay her money to settle this. And honestly, I'll say this: we have been demanding that for fucking years. Vince, just put this behind you, pay her the money, and she'll go off on her own. That's what her fucking shark of a lawyer wants, anyways.
It's almost this is what he wanted to see, like because we know Vince, he's a very visceral human being. Yeah. What he wanted to see is he wanted to see, in my opinion, not just in my opinion, I feel that he wanted to see Janel Grant break the fuck down for daring to disrespect him in a court of law like this, for daring to disrespect him over gifts that he's given her. I feel that Vince wanted to see her fully break the fuck down and become what she is now. I mean, here's the thing. Like, people give Janel Grant a lot of shit, but let's be honest, dude. She's looking like this right now. Let's be fucking... She looks like the teacher from Harry Potter, okay? Bro, this is what Vince McMahon did to her.
She's looking like the fucking bag lady, like the fucking lady screaming at cars with the shopping cart. That's what she's starting to look like, man. She looks a bit disturbed, I'll put it that way. And who knows? Who knows what Vince put her through? I mean, Vince has got a lot of money. Vince is vindictive. We've told our story about the black cars, but that's another topic for another time.
We'll get to that later. But you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and continue, and we'll be talking about the gifts here in a little bit.
I was told, if anybody asks me about this, I can't make a comment, I can't acknowledge it, I can't say I'm not okay, and if anybody approaches me, I can't acknowledge years of life to people who saw me live it. And it was like somebody set fire to my home intentionally with me still inside of it. So I blacked out and I ended up in a closet with a belt and a stool placed.
Okay,
See,
so
I don't know if this is true, but who knows? She's saying it is.
At the same time, though, that's what she's doing is maybe if it is true, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Let me put it this way: to be put through everything that she's been talking about, and then to be publicly embarrassed like this for multiple years, have her friends and family probably turn on her or question her over this. I think it's a plausible situation that she could have possibly thought about doing this. At the same time, though, it's obvious what she's doing here. She is pulling at the heartstrings. She has the world's tiniest violin out. She's playing it for whoever will listen. Let's be honest.
And if I'm not, see, I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's her lawyer behind her to the left with the blonde hair and the black vest. I think that's her lawyer. So her lawyer could be like, hey, really tug at the. She could be. I don't know. She could be tugging, like saying, hey, Janel, tug at their heartstrings, make it emotional as much as you can, because. The one thing I will notice about Janel Grant is you never see her tear up. Like, you'll see her but you never see tears running down her eyes. So that's one thing that I've noticed. Now, could she genuinely be emotionally disturbed by what Vince may have put her through? Who knows? Who knows?
Well, I mean, it's just, that's the thing, too. It's like we have no real confirmation other than what we've seen disclosed to her. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and continue.
Under a metal rod. And thank God somebody saw me and stopped it. But that is the life wreck and the mental health impact of this particular NDA. Oh my God, I wrote "stick with me, I'm going somewhere with this." Okay. So why am I here today? The people and organizations.
So what would be the thing that she's going with? Please feel sorry for me because I thought about committing suicide due to my life getting exposed via NDAs. Is that the big thing she was going on? I'm confused.
I think she's definitely. I shouldn't say definitely. I think that she may be being coached to do this by her lawyer. What I do know for a fact is that there is coming up pretty soon in June. Vince is trying to get this into arbitration, and so what this could be is like their final last fuck you. To Vince in the court of public opinion, and to even TKO, because she'll put TKO on blast. She'll put the current WWE leadership on blast. So, hey, you know what? If it gets Triple H fired, I'm all for it.
organizations that have supported me when I was the loneliest person on planet Earth, when my life got decimated in the Wall Street Journal. With them, I would not be here. And one of those people is Beth Hamilton. I read something she wrote and it helped me. And around the holidays, Thanksgiving, I reached out to thank her. And so the act of just saying thank you, like a human to human moment, a phone call, when that leads to this moment, me being here, it feels like something in history is about to play out differently.
It's not. You're going to get paid a fat sum of money. People will forget about you after this year. You'll be able to go into seclusion, enjoy probably 7 figures. You'll be good, Janel. That's the whole thing. Like I would say to anybody who's feeling sorry for Janel Grant, she is going to be left alone after this. She's going to enjoy her wealth, probably go into seclusion. It'll be hard for her to have a public lifestyle, but not like you have to with how much money she's going to be making off arbitration.
Well, I mean, if she's set to make millions, like within about 2 years, is anyone going to remember this or care?
After this year, dude, honestly, after she gets paid out in a court of law, and this should be something that her lawyer should be telling her too. After this gets paid out in a court of law, people will fucking forget about you, okay? Everybody will go immediately to, let's get Vince back in WWE. Maybe Vince is working with the Saudis. Maybe Vince can get back into WWE. Wrestling fans do not fucking care about you, Janel. And this is not meant to be disrespectful or mean. They only care about Vince and what he can bring to the table. They don't care about what he does in his personal life. They don't care how deep, dark, and disgusting he can possibly get. Trust me, we have a pretty good indication, okay? At the same time, though, people don't care about that. All they want is entertainment. And you are a section of Vince's life that has prevented those fans from having entertainment. I'm going to be real.
Just honestly, for her, in my opinion, the best thing for her would be just to settle. Just get
Settle,
fat
go
fucking
away.
paid.
Yeah.
Get what 10 million, 50 million, whatever amount of money it is. Just settle the fucking case. Move on through life, and just within about 2 years from now, you'll pretty much be forgotten about, and you'll be able to move on. Just move on with your life. Don't keep dragging this out with your the lawyer, in my opinion, is probably going for like the biggest payday possible, and I get that. But dragging this out is probably causing an emotional toll. It would cause an emotional toll on me or anybody, you know?
Oh yeah, nah, for sure.
Feels like the world may be signaling it's ready to change, like when somebody shows up to talk about NDAs. Workplace safety depends on transparency, because when employees cannot speak, patterns can't be seen. When patterns can't be seen, they can't be stopped. When they can't be stopped, harm spreads. When an NDA is used to conceal dangerous behavior, it simply relocates the harm to the next employee, the next office, the next victim. No one should be required to trade silence for accountability, and no workplace should be able to become safer for an institution than the people inside of it.
I would say to her, if she felt that she wasn't doing anything wrong, if she felt like she's completely innocent, why did she even agree to sign an NDA?
I mean, she signed it. I mean, there's a lot of talk going around. People are saying that she got a lot out of it. You got a lot of money, you got a lot of gifts. That's what people are saying, you know.
Let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, this is the rumored list of gifts given to her. We can't quantify if these are really gifts given to her, but this is what has been shown thus far in the court case. So let's start out with this. In 2019, she received medical care and cosmetic services, Belmont Stakes Clubhouse tickets, premium WrestleMania VIP tickets with private transport, $2,000 worth of a Nordstrom gift card, and Godiva chocolates. So, you know, most people play this off like, it's fucking nothing, you know, but let's go to the next year. So next year, she got $20,000 towards surgery. I don't see some big fucking wheelbarrow titties, so where did that money go to?
Good point, yeah.
Pearl Diamond Lariat Necklace, Betteridge. Blue Cashmere Cardigan. Burberry Scarf and Fur Hat. Not cheap. Gray Cashmere Shawl. Celine Sunglasses. Cable Knit Throw Blanket. Flowers every other week. Once again, not cheap. And this is something that you don't do for a regular person. This is the type of thing you do for your girlfriend, or in Vince's case, your side bitch. Just saying. And then finally, for 2021, we got a 2022 BMW 430xi. So as you can see, as the years go by, the gifts are stepping up in quality and quantity. Why? Because things are getting serious, more than likely, between Vince and Janel Grant. Now, why isn't anybody out there? Notice how none of the Vince defenders are asking, Why isn't his wife having a problem with this?
Right.
Here he is, he's openly cheating with his wife, and none of you fuckers say anything fucking about it. Victim's innocent to prove guilty.
Well,
He's cheating on his fucking wife. How's that good?
it's not good, but I would even bring into questions like, why hasn't Stephanie or Triple H said anything?
Because they're probably locked down via lawyer, NDA, some shit. But yeah, as you can see, gold and diamond paperclip necklace, Better Ridge, $15,000 Bloomingdale gift card, Saudi tea set and food display, flowers every other week. Treated like that. In other words, they were boyfriend and they were girlfriend. This was a couple. I don't care what anybody else says. From what I can see from these gifts, I'm led to believe that they were in a relationship and that he believed that she loved him. Was she lying? I don't know. Maybe she was in love with him at one time. Maybe it dissolved into something else over time. But what I'm led to believe is, why would a man, especially a man of Vince's intelligence level, prosperity, connections, all that, why would he go out of his way for 3 years to give a nobody this many gifts and treat her like he treated her, so to speak?
Exactly. And, she's even going to go on to say, talking about, like, this all started when the whole thing was leaked to the Wall Street Journal. Like, that is when her life got uprooted. And I'll just point it out, right when Triple H came back is right about when that Wall Street Journal report got out. And Triple H would have known all the dirt. And this is all, in my opinion.
I got the dirt.
So for years, I have watched my life play out outside of a window, and I am serious when I tell you I went outside 10 times last year. That is the level of threat. That is the level of feeling unsafe. That is the level of power that I am on the other side of. With this NDA, I promise you, I have seen some of the worst in humanity, and I have seen some of the best colors ever in people.
Yeah, baby C gangbang, yeah.
Yeah. You've seen the best color, yeah.
Well, and let's talk about these NDAs. She's seen some of the worst in humanity, and she's seen some of the best in humanity, so to speak. And she's seen all this terrible shit. So my question is, I'm not sure if there's any information about this, but when is she ever able to speak about this? Is this NDA ironclad for life?
It's probably ironclad until arbitration, and that's when it's dissolved and done with. And I'll just get them. Like, and I get what the lawyer's doing, trying to milk as much money out of Vince as possible. But you know what? End this fucking thing. End this fucking thing. Like, end it for Janel Grant. Make it easier for her, because she probably wants to move on from this shit.
Now, how bad is it, though, that the lawyer looks sadder than she does? I'm just saying.
I mean...
just saying. Anyways.
Yeah.
And that is also why I'm here. I might be leaving here the same way I arrived, which is deeply struggling, financially devastated, no family, isolated. But right now I'm in a dress and I'm smiling and I am standing in front of you good people who are willing to take a few minutes of your life and listen. And I thank you, because I'm about to take you on a little bit of a ride here.
Now, once again, if this cost her her family, her friends, and obviously huge amounts of emotional distress, why the fuck did she let her lawyer keep on being a fucking mooch? And why didn't she just say to her lawyer, look, I'm going to end up in a fucking loony bin. I'm going to end up smearing shit on padded walls. Can we just fucking arbitrate and get this fucking done with? Why did it drag on this long? If it caused her this much emotional trauma, caused her to have relationships ruined with her family and friends, what is the fucking point? Money?
Well, but even with the money being said, like, did anybody think Vince wanted to go through all this?
No.
No.
Fuck no. He wants to focus on 13 and I. He wants to get his shit going. He wants to get back in Hollywood and get back in entertainment. Get back to being the entertainer, the creator that he is, man. Stupid.
Okay, I mentioned coercive control in my statement originally. I want to offer that as something to help you immediately. It's a tool that somebody gave me, 6 words, coercive control. It happens in increments. It changed my life. It empowered me. Suddenly I had words, incomprehensible moments and relationships. It made sense. Why questions suddenly were not like, they didn't sting. They were just something I wasn't about to answer because I understood person-to-person relationships, person to workplace, and person to world. Seriously, turn on CNN and just use a coercive control tactic and, point it out. So
she's talking about the NDAs and how they control people around there. My whole thing is, if it was really that insane what was going on over in Titan Towers, we would have heard something more. I think that if it was something crazy going on in there, it was very compartmentalized, It was very, only a few people fucking knew about it. I don't think it was like what she's making out, where everybody in the office knew that Vince was running some sex trafficking ring or some bullshit like that.
Like, at most, it probably would have been, and again, this is all in our opinion, but like,
Our
at most,
opinion.
it probably, yeah, but at most, it would have been like within Vince's inner circle within the company, people that he's known for a long ass time,
John Laurinaitis, shit like that. Yeah, no, I think
PSAs, yeah,
I think it was very in our opinion, I think it was very insular. I don't think it was everybody in the office was taking turns tag teaming Janel Grant. It's nothing like that. So
no.
with this one NDA, as I said, there are a lot of people living and working in fear here in Connecticut. This one broke the hamster wheel. For whatever you do going forward, the decisions that you make, let this be your number one cautionary tale of what you do not want under an NDA. There are, just as an example, 5, we'll call them intersections, lanes of traffic associated with this NDA. You have a federal criminal investigation by the DOJ. You have an SEC investigation with criminal penalties. You have a shareholder derivative suit with a trial scheduled for June. You have a Second Circuit decision about the crime fraud exception that resulted in a loss of attorney-client privilege, and my civil suit. My God, that's one big pileup.
Well, at the same time, though, it feels like she's really doing all she can for a straw man right here. She's trying to combine in all the other cases, not just against Vince, but against WWE, which is unfair. And to, this is all because of Vince McMahon. He's not the only one that ran the company. Like we've been saying before, he has other people that, didn't treat him as well as we thought they would and, kind of did other stuff for him, so to speak.
Yep.
So this NDA was a tool that Vince could use to justify anything while I remained in a system of exploitation and actually in a position for anyone to exploit me. So in June 2022, actions and reactions told us a lot about who people are, what an environment is like, and whether we are safe. The company reached out and requested that I make a joint statement that this was a consensual relationship. And
well, I mean, here she is saying that they asked her to reach out to say this, that it was a consensual relationship. I'm sorry, but if something went on for 3 years and you're getting gifts, and let's show a little bit more because I don't think people know the full story. But also, this is what was covered in here. So. She told him that she was in love with him and was the love of her life, that they were friends, that she was complicit with having sex, doing all the stuff that he wanted to do. This is stuff that came out in court. Mm-hmm. So we're very confused here. It almost seems like a woman that, and just our opinion, a woman that didn't get enough out of a relationship that was already bad to begin with because she's a side chick. So basically a side chick getting mad that she didn't get enough gifts out of a relationship with a billionaire. It's like, he's not going to leave his wife for you. I'm sorry.
No, he's not going to leave his wife for, because that would be really messy in and of itself, right, with how long they've been together and that marriage and the assets that they probably share. So Vince probably has an interest in staying together. But it's just with this whole thing, it's in our opinion, it's just her trying to get money. That's our opinion. And look, get your fucking money, get this over with, move on with your life.
Absolutely.
That they wanted to know this to the extent that I needed or wanted something, aka more money on the table. I refused. And then in the second Wall Street Journal story in July, the company spokesperson said it for me, that it was consensual. So someone, a group maybe, behind my back, without my knowledge, without my input, made that decision for me. It's consensual, we say so, and surprised that decision on me via the company spokesperson in the Wall Street Journal. So leaving out one half of an experiencing party on a decision like that is not consent.
Well, that's the thing, Janel, is it has nothing to do with consent when you work for the newspaper. What you do when you work for a newspaper and you're a journalist, your job is to see patterns. You see patterns, and that's what they saw. Is they saw patterns of a person being paid out with lavish gifts over a 3-year period, engaging in sexual contact with him, love letters, texts, whatnot. Why would anybody keep on doing this under the guise of fear? You know what I'm saying? Like, you figure if anything, she would just quit and fucking go somewhere else, you know, or leave the state, leave the city. She stayed there. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what did the Wall Street Journal do that was wrong?
What the Wall Street Journal did is it basically, put a giant spotlight on her. Like they pretty much wanted to keep the whole thing a secret, but what that did is it put like a big bright spotlight on Janel Grant in doing the scandalous thing with Vince McMahon, even though he's married. And I could see how it may have like gotten her a lot of attention she didn't want, and may have caused a bit of disturbing situations for her. I get that, but with this whole thing, we can always go back to what we said before. Just move on with your life, honestly.
Well, that's my whole thing, too, is if she had a route out of this, a way out of this earlier, was it her lawyer who was making her drag this on for 4 years? And that's the thing, too, is, like, honestly, she should be at a point, too, where she should start looking at her lawyer like, look at all the shit that you dragged me through. Look at all this shit that you drag. I could have just stepped out, got arbitrated, got my money. But in the long run, though, she's responsible for her own self and her own actions. So leave it like that.
She's an adult. She's an adult. She's responsible for her own actions, so yeah.
True.
The company publicly announced an investigation, and I was given permission to participate in it. That was not going to be considered a breach. They perceived that I somehow already breached. I mean, that would have been the moment to tell me. Here's the part that I've been really waiting to say. That summer, I spent 6 figures to participate in this thing, their investigation.
She's just a regular chick working at a fucking office. How the fuck does she have 6 figures? Just, here you go. Unless Vince was maybe hooking her up with a little bit more that we didn't know about.
Vince probably was. I mean, like, from what, those were just the gifts that were reported. Like, there was probably more, if we're being real.
So I'm like, dude, where the hell does a fucking just regular office bitch pull out fucking 6 figures? Hey, I got pocket money. Here you go. I want to.
And I want to clarify. Just real quick. I want to clarify something I said earlier. I don't think the woman behind her is the lawyer, but her lawyer, Ann Callis, is probably the one prompting her to do all this. And I get why, because she's probably going to get a big fucking cut of the money, whatever the settlement is.
Yeah.
But still, it's like look what you're putting her through.
Dude, lawyers aren't good people. This is obvious.
Lawyers suck.
If you've read about Hillary Clinton, you would know lawyers aren't good people.
On new legal retainers and on medical care that saved my life. I preserved my evidence. I believed that somehow I would be interviewed for this investigation and get my life back and figured out what happened. Then the feds reached out ahead of speaking with me. I was onboarding a brand new legal team. So while our hair was on fire and getting everyone onboarded, we gave them my evidence and said, review this in advance. Based on that objective review of hard evidence, communications with people across the company, and that includes leadership then and now.
That was okay. So now, since she mentioned it, go ahead and crack it open.
Then and now. Emphasize the now. Vince is not working in the weeds, Bruce. Nah, Triple H is the guy ultimately in charge of creative. Everything that you see from creative, he gives the final stamp of approval to. So if that made it on TV for months, there's only one guy to blame. And it ain't Vince who's working in the weeds. It's Triple H.
Well, and he got a nice little boost off of that. Let's not pretend, because out of all the boring-ass matchmark garbage that he put on, that was the most talked-about storyline for 2024. So, I mean, it was used off of something else, goes to show further that Triple H is uncreative, but still, it helped him out. So
it shows what a scumbag he is.
He's a dirtbag. He's a fucking dirt. He's everything that he pretended to be back in the day with DX, but just in a business suit with an Al Qaeda beard. That's all it is.
Yep.
The feds informed us that this was now a covert investigation into human trafficking and the criminal misconduct of WWE, Vince McMahon, and this NDA. These are matters of both public safety and public interest. And if you want to know why this case, my federal civil lawsuit, is not an employment law case, that is because the feds requested that I say nothing, that this be covert, that they could do the work that they needed to do to investigate human trafficking. And
well, let's be honest. They've been doing a very big investigation of criminal trafficking, you know. And what have they found? A lot of redacted names. And whose wife is helping out Trump in office right now? Just saying. And nobody, all these fucking assholes out there, anything to prove a guilty. I mean, his name got it's not on the list. You fucking idiot. His name not on the list. He's anything. He's fucking anything. All I say to that is all billionaires are friends. Trump and Vince are still homies. You think he wouldn't protect his buddy? Really?
Well, I mean, they've been friends for a while. All you have to do is go back and see Trump Plaza. Like, where was the first WrestleMania? It was at Trump Plaza. Vince and Trump have been buddy-buddy for decades at this point. They're in good. Vince's wife is in the fucking administration.
I'm just tired of the Vince.
Good.
I'm so tired of the Vince dick sucking. See, we here at TWRP, we can look at Vince as a creative, entertaining person that gave us the best wrestling possible, but we can also look at him in the same way as being a disgusting, satanic dirtbag. There's two different Vinces. Unfortunately, wrestling fans, they only want to see one Vince. You can't see the other one.
Well, and that's the thing with us is we're not tribal. Like, we're all about the truth. We're all about, and if we get something wrong, we'll fucking cop to it. I got the fucking lawyer wrong and I cop to it in the stream, man. We're all human at the end of the day. But like, at the end of the day, what I want is a better wrestling product. And I believe personally that you don't get that through tribalism. You don't get that through sucking some promotion's dick or anyone's dick. You got to hold them accountable. So, and that's what we want. We want the people that run wrestling to be held accountable so that we get a better fucking product and we get more people watching wrestling and everything will be a lot better for this industry. So,
absolutely.
Criminal misconduct. So, while I was preparing to participate with the DOJ and the SEC in the company's independent investigation, the company's was closed without speaking to me, and I couldn't share that with anybody. I'm under an NDA. So I'm just going to speed skate like the Olympics through 2023 because I promise you, this keeps building up. There are people living and working in fear here in Connecticut, and there is a headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut right now that is full of intimidated people that I care very much about.
So why would they be intimidated if Vince isn't there? I'm confused. Right. I'm confused. Like the evil Vince McMahon. He is evil, by the way. But the evil Vince McMahon is not there anymore. John Laurinaitis, his cohort, isn't there anymore. What is there to fear around modern WWE there, Janelle? Why don't you tell us?
I wonder why she's not saying.
Why don't you tell us, Janelle?
Because honestly, I believe that if she were to tell us, and she knows, if she were to tell us, they'd get a lawsuit.
Oh yeah, no, she is literally ice skating around this shit.
Literally, yeah.
3 years and 5 law firms cannot get answers about who, what, when, where, or why I breached. If anybody perceived it, they haven't shared it, and I felt like I was being punished for even working with the feds. In March of 2023, I got 2 things from the SEC. I got a subpoena, and I got whistleblower status. 3 days late, well, a couple days after that, forgive me, Vince McMahon and Ari Emanuel suddenly appeared on CNBC to announce a deal of Endeavor and WWE, so colored me the most surprised person on planet Earth. Then the FBI started to send me communications that I'd been identified as a potential victim. I got those letters for 2.5 years.
So, my whole thing, and I know we repeated this before, I just really need to understand for the life of me, if she was going through so much bullshit, so much pain, and all this stuff, why? I'm trying to really understand here. Like, she's telling her lawyer, hey, this is really putting an emotional toll on me. They were dragging this on for years. I got the feds on my ass. I got family distancing themselves from me. Why didn't it end earlier? If it was really this emotional, this is what I'm really trying to wrap my brain around. Please, somebody in the chat help me. If it was really this emotionally distressful to her, why did it go on so long? Why didn't she ask for arbitration? I know she maybe wanted to see Vince get his, but he's too fucking rich. Look what happened. He's already fucking beat 3 different cases before.
Yeah.
What makes you think you're going to beat Vince McMahon in a court of law, a billionaire who has the connections that he is? He's a fucking Mason.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, yeah, and the thing with it is that, I mean, he's like what you said, he's a billionaire. He's got money to keep this going and going and going and going as long as he really wants. Like, in my opinion, to me, this is Vince putting her through the ringer.
Yes. No, well, exactly. That's the thing, too, is she could have accepted something, but it just kept on going and going and going. What was her lawyer to blame for that? Was Vince's lawyers to blame for that? I don't know. But this is the kind of like the Pandora's box you opened here.
Then in July, because it can get better, a search warrant and a grand jury subpoena with my name in it and words like trafficking were served. Then, bigger, 2 more grand jury subpoenas were served on Jerry McDivitt and K&L Gates. Based on a ruling, it appears my name is in those subpoenas too. So then in September of 2023, the company paid for my participation in the federal investigation. I was out 6 figures. This was a lot more. So if anyone postures like this isn't serious, they spent some serious money on it.
Well, and I mean, we've made presumptions before. I mean, like especially with what happened to Ashley Massaro being revealed in the Epstein list. And then you go and you check through Epstein's emails and you see that he was a big pro wrestling fan. Shit, he even had an email to go to a fucking Raw back in 2015. So you're thinking to yourself, how, what's the connection between Vince McMahon and Jeffrey Epstein? That's immediately where my brain goes.
Well, there may be a connection, there may not be a connection, but what is true is that, yeah, usually complying with federal investigations, they could be fucking costly, man. So what she's basically saying is that, like, if she had to pay 6 figures, that she can't even imagine what TKO had to pay. They probably had to pay millions, like tens of millions, to comply.
Easily. And that's the thing, too, is Vince, he has the money to do it. He has the money to do it.
He does.
So I don't know how many more red flags you need, but going into 2024, when I filed my federal civil lawsuit at the last conceivable second, because I really didn't want to do this, I knew what I would be about to throw my life into, but I have been dragged in by this NDA into a federal investigation, the SEC, all the consequences, all the things that have happened that have made my life so small and isolated. I didn't start that. It's like it found me.
I'm sorry, but like, how come young women or older women, for that matter, they act like they're children? How come they can never take responsibility for their own actions? It's like, you were, I mean, it seemed like she was in a relationship with him. Am I tripping?
Well, I mean, it very well could have been the case. But it even said in the NDA, it said that she could have arbitrated. But if the feds were because like I believe the Southern District of New York, whatever that federal thing was, basically what it did is they wanted information about the sex trafficking suit because they were trying to make it a federal case. So they probably did have to bring her in. So like even if she had arbitrated, she still would have been probably brought into that through the NDA. So. It sucks to be her. It sucks that she had to go through all this. I do feel sympathy for her in that regard. But at the same time, it's like, that's pretty much over. All it is now is about the money, pretty much.
I mean, it'd be an interesting thought experiment to think about what would happen if we had a different president in office, if it wasn't one that was cool with Vince McMahon. It'd be very interesting to see what happens to this case. But I don't, here's the thing is I don't know. I think there's a lot being covered up here, and let me leave it like that.
Well, like the Department of Justice would have taken it easier on Vince. I mean, they have shown that they'll take it easier on Trump and his buddies. So I mean, it is what it is. Just saying.
Myself in the shoes of everyone I knew, everyone I worked with, anyone who lost a job, has been intimidated, who was told something, got no answers. I put my name and my face on it. And by the way, my face, that's my work photo, because that's the audience I needed to reach, to tell them whatever you may have been told before, here I am.
Well, looks like you're going to need a mohawk and a beard if you want to go job hunting after this. I'm just saying. Not like she needs to. I mean, she's going to be fat paid.
More than likely if she goes through arbitration. Yeah, but with this, But the people that are still there, they're terrified. Like, don't you have don't they get protected when this gets brought out in the open, because now there's pressure on WWE to be like, oh, sorry, yeah, we didn't mean any of that. Which wouldn't she be helping them by, in a way, outing them? I'm not saying she should, but I'm just saying, I'm posing the question.
Well, and that's a sad thing too, is there's going to be so many podcasters, YouTubers, dirt sheets, whatever, that are going to look at this video and they will not even look at it from that perspective. They won't end the video and think, wow, she was talking about the current administration knowing shit and them holding secrets. They're going to focus completely on Vince, because all these fucking grifters, they all want to get their fans. Oh, yeah, we love WWE. Yeah, WWE's it's the one that's winning. Yeah, AEW sucks. Yeah, WWE's winning. Yeah, roo, tribalism, woo. That's what they fucking want, man.
No, I think that is what a lot of them want. They're gonna use this, like what you're probably gonna see, and I totally agree with you, NC, is a lot of them are just gonna shit on Vince. It's gonna be, oh, look at the dirty bastard that Vince was, the fucking piece of shit. Yet they're not gonna make any fucking mention, or a very minimal mention at most, about, oh, she was talking about the current regime doing fucked up shit. Oh, she was talking about the current regime using her pain in a fucking storyline, her trauma.
Every single person that will talk about this other than us, and I'm not trying to be egotistical, I'm just saying how it is. They're going to look at it like they're going to look at it like a cube on a piece of paper. We're going to look at it like a Rubik's Cube, and we're going to fucking turn around every single angle and click through every single fucking cube. That's the difference.
A lot of them, no, absolutely, and a lot of them are going to use it as an excuse to shit on Vince again. Oh, see, I can shit on Vince again now, bros.
Every single one. Look, that's all I've seen online from every single liberal, dipshit, fuckhead, dirt sheet reporter. Oh, Vince is terrible. People better never disrespect Janel Grant ever again. Vince is evil. And I'm like, can I agree with both of you without you seem like a tribalist dickhead?
No, you have to be tribalistic. Well,
okay.
And another thing, too, that I want to point out about all this is stuff we already knew.
Right.
No one's going to tell you that. They're all going to say, Vince is a fucking piece of shit scumbag. They're not going to say that, well, we already knew most of this. What Janel Grant is saying is not some major revelation. What is a major revelation towards the end is what she says about the current regime. That's new.
Viral outrage. They
exactly.
love it.
So, I could not have lived this truth bigger with that swan dive into the world. And in 2024, actions and reactions continue to tell us who people are, what environment is like, and whether it's safe. Sorry. I encourage you to ask yourself, how should a reasonable person and a reasonable organization respond to my filing when it mirrors a federal and criminal investigation? 2 examples.
WWE is not reasonable. When has WWE ever been reasonable? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. And again, like, I want to be clear about what we've been saying so far. We do not intend in any way to shit on sexual assault survivors. This is something very serious. We take it seriously. What we're basically offering right here is our opinions. We're noticing some things that make sense and some things that don't make sense. And what we really want to do is put it on the people that are currently causing pain to this chick. And those people are Noseman and Bruce Pritchard and Michael P. And this is all my opinion, right?
Well, I'm going to be real
about the current regime, you know.
My opinion, I think everybody has something to hide in this case. Yeah. I think everybody has a little bit of guilt on their shoulder. And I don't think there's any innocent parties. I mean, let's be real about Janel Grant. In no way, shape, or form is a woman that knows that a married man is currently married to his wife and goes ahead and engages in sexual relations with him for over 3 years, mind you, not just one night. 3 years. 3 years, at least over 3 years, of sexual relations with a married man. She is not an innocent party. Get that out of the fucking shed right now.
I mean, and that's certainly, you know, that's your opinion, and you have a right to your opinion. Absolutely.
In a court of law, it would be a case where Linda, if she saw that, she could get everything from Vince. Just saying.
She could sue Vince in divorce court. I mean, absolutely, she could take him to divorce court. She doesn't, because she probably sees benefit in the marriage, and it probably has been in it for so long. It's like, what's the point? But again, I want to emphasize, you know, we're not trying to shit on sexual assault survivors. We take it seriously. We're just talking about this one particular instance.
Well, let me go a little bit further too. Maybe it became a situation that was a relationship, and then started getting more pervy and more weird to the point that she's like, shit, I don't have a way out of this. This motherfucker's connected. Even if I go to another city, he's going to send black vans after me like he did with those TWRP guys. Who knows? And I'm not even joking. Like, this is the thing, too. Like, let's share a personal story. Okay, so we controlled a crowd of 10K with some chance once in San Diego. And because of that, Vince sent fucking black vans, allegedly, sent black vans. We started seeing a lot of black vans following us for a week after that. This guy has power. Don't think that Vince McMahon has power. He's got a ton of power and a ton of connections. He is very powerful and dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, and like Vince definitely does have a lot of money and does have a lot of connections, and like it's not a stretch at all to go there. It really isn't. Yeah.
And keep in mind, these are corporate leaders who knew me by name, by face, by office location, by emails, by text, by casual conversation. First, during this federal investigation, a love letter was purportedly found on a corporate laptop and published in the New York Post. The article also rewrote my life. Again, this was a public humiliation and an intimidation of a person who gets letters from the FBI that say victim, and it's also witness intimidation, discouraging others from speaking out, speaking to, or even associating with me for fear of their own well-being and their families.
Just real quick, why isn't she saying that it was fake if it was fake?
Yeah, I mean, that's a reasonable question.
I mean, like, seriously, like, here she is, she's saying, they shamed me, they publicly humiliated me for publishing a letter that was written to Vince McMahon. I'm like, did you write it or not? That's the big question. Did you write it or not? If you didn't write it, I'll give you 100% credibility. But if you did write it, we got issues, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing is like a lot of what we're seeing right now. She 1,000% worked with her lawyer on this to make when she's going to make this statement. She's making this statement for a reason. Like, this is not a coincidence. It's not that this so happened to be internet. No. This is all planned by the lawyer. I think it's smart. I think what it's going to do is it's going to put pressure on TKO and Vince and everybody else in there to fucking pony up, and they should just get this over with.
Well, that's the thing, too, is unfortunately, while I think it might have been the lawyers, maybe it might have been the lawyers' persuasion to go after TKO, modern day TKO, I can tell you for one, wrestling media, they will completely abandon any thought of Triple H being guilty, having any implication, any of that after this is done. They control the narrative, not us.
They control the narrative, and they're going to try and steer everything away from Triple H. They're going to say, "Oh well, how could you blame Triple H? Vince was working in the weeds, you fucking moron." In 2024, huh?
You know, he's doing Zoom calls with Bruce Pritchard. You didn't know? Good Lord.
And in the summer of 2024, reporters and viewers noticed there were parallels between a storyline that unfolded for several months on television and my situation. So, does it look like we work in a safe environment when the destination point, if you're hurt, is weaponized use of your experience on live TV?
Well, and I know that there's going to be a lot of Triple H defenders that say, oh, come on, they could have gotten that from anywhere, you know? But you got to look at the mirrors. There's a lot of mirrors between what they were doing with the Liv and Dom storyline. And if they did truly know, like she's implicating Triple H of doing, then it's extremely tasteless. And that's the thing, too, is it's not like Triple H has too much fanfare behind him anyways. But I don't think that this is going to be the thing that buries him or takes him out of office. I'm telling you, for one, I think a lot of people will completely gloss past her implications of the current administration, and even Triple H for that matter. It's all about Vince.
She literally just said in the summer of 2024 they did this storyline. Okay, well, if we know two things about WWE in 2024. Number one, Triple H was the head of content and creative. He had the final say over all creative decisions within that company. We know that. That's number one. Number two, we knew that this case was still ongoing.
Yeah, it's been since 2023. So for them to be talking about something like that, considering if they knew about the circumstances in the case, is tasteless. It's not right, and it deserves to be called out. I mean, we have every right to do so if that's the case, you know?
Absolutely.
Every Monday night for months, by their actions and by their reactions, that says a lot more about current leadership than it says about me. So, how do we make change in the world? By showing up in it, especially when it's a tough conversation. To the board of TKO, if you didn't know this part of your origin story, now you know. I hope you will have conversations with us. I will hope you have conversations amongst yourselves, and I hope that you don't rely on old instincts.
You're talking to the wrestling community, Janel Grant. They are the most closed-minded community out there. They live in fantasy. What are you talking about? They're the ones that took a look at the Epstein list and said, what the fuck is this shit? And went back to wondering when Dominic Mysterio is going to hold the Intercontinental title again, okay? You got to understand who you're talking to, all right?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to a certain fan base. They love to live in delusion. They love to believe that Triple H is the savior of wrestling and he would never do any wrong, even though he literally used your fucking trauma in a storyline. I wish she would just call him out by name. Paul Levesque. Say it.
She doesn't want to. I think at this point, with all the bullshit she's went through with Vince, she's like, I'm going to hint at it. If there's actually some that are smart enough in the wrestling community, she doesn't know how fucking dumb they are. If there's actually some that are actually smart in the wrestling community, they'll pick up on it, but others are going to sweep it on the rug. At the end of the day, I hope she would say, hey, those TWRP assholes, at least they actually gave it a spotlight, you know?
Hey, I mean, at least we fucking called out the current fucking, because you know they're not going to fucking do it.
Nobody will. Maybe Russo or BC, but nobody, and they'll do it after we do it, by the way. But nobody will fucking mention this shit. We're the first ones you are hearing right now to fucking go down this route and do this introspective look at it, okay? First ones, and we're in the wrestling community too. We're not just conspiracy heads, we're the combination of both. So you get the most introspective look of this that you will see in any other fucking podcast, website, YouTube page, whatever.
I mean, like, even, I'm not going to name a name, but a certain YouTuber with over 30,000 subs that has a big Italian theme on his channel, who's in the wrestling sphere for a long time. Like, even, like, he's calling, oh, Janel, he found his fucking freak. I don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know what she was. We know we have reports. We have things that were said. We don't know.
We don't know for a fact. I mean, and that's maybe where the emotional distress came from. Maybe she didn't want the whole world knowing how sexual of a freak she is, you know? Maybe she didn't want the whole world knowing that she has, allegedly, BBC gangbangs. She didn't want the whole world knowing that she sucks a fucking circle jerk of fucking old wrinkly dicks, you know? Maybe she didn't want the world to know that she was being traded amongst a bunch of ex-wrestlers, you know? Maybe she didn't want anybody to know that shit. I understand. I get it.
I mean, and again, like, because look, I mean, the allegations of, like, if she was being, having her pics sent around to different people and being traded around, like, that would probably be embarrassing. I could see her family wanting to disown her if those things were true or allegations made about her. I could see that happening. So I get where she's coming from. And I think that she's, for the most part, telling somewhat of the truth. I do think that she's leaving a lot of things out that she should be. Like, if the current fucking, like, name names, damn it. Name fucking names. If Triple H did this to you, fucking name his name.
I think it's a judicial thing, man. Maybe she will eventually. I just think after this, dude, she's done. She just wants to get out of the spotlight. I don't blame her.
With new insight. All of you have some say in how my life turns out from here, including how quickly I may be able to move on and find help and healing. And leadership perhaps means stepping into the unknown, listening and discussing things, even when they're hard, being willing to take first steps like we are all right now here today. I mean, this is the second time I've ever even spoken about this. I would have thought there would be one more time by now, right? But it's been the Fed.
I haven't even seen the first time.
Right.
Have you seen the first time?
No, there hasn't been this is the first time, because all we've seen of her is that fucking office work pic from, like, what looks like 20 years ago. What we see now is pretty much the first time she's talking. This is why we're covering it, because we haven't seen this before. And
now she's got me thinking, where's this other piece of footage? I want to see. Now I want to see this other piece of footage to see what else she said. Now I'm color me interested. We'll see if we can dig that shit up.
And you, so thank you. And in conclusion, because speaking of healing, there are organizations like the Alliance who are willing to help people like me, and I'm committed to paying it forward and supporting others as they have supported me. I hope this time has helped to enlighten and educate and empower you in service of clarity that lead to dignified and productive conversations that create solutions. And when the right people meet at the right time for the right reasons, Mountains can move.
Nothing's gonna move, Janelle. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's the pro wrestling community. It's as niche as it can possibly fucking get. Unless somebody is revealed as like a mass murderer, nobody's gonna fucking talk about it in the news.
Yeah, but like, can I just add, like, it's good to hear that she's got this support group and she's going to be paying it forward to help other women who've gone through sexual abuse. Like, that's
True.
cool of her to do. That's
No,
cool
absolutely. Well, yeah, that's a way to take whatever bad you may have done in your life and really make good upon it. So yeah, we commend her
Or
for
bad
that.
that's happened to her. You know, she can like find a community of people. She can, you know, talk to them and they could talk to each other and they could support each other. I mean, you know, for people who've gone through that, they need support.
Especially what she's gone through. I mean,
Yeah.
and whether it's voluntary or not, if we're to believe some of the stuff that she's seen, and you know, especially the allegations with feces, if we're to believe all those allegations, then yeah, she's mentally she's traumatized. She is scarred for life. There's no question about it.
Like, look at this is all my opinion, but just look at her. Does this look like a sane woman?
She looks frazzled. She looks like that. I'm not even like trying to be a dick or anything, but she looks like the type of chick that's like has like grade 3 schizophrenia and lives with a house full of cats. I'm just saying. Not trying to be mean.
I mean, like, and again, like, we don't have like a perspective of like what she was like 5 years ago and what she's like now. But from everything that I'm seeing right here, this woman looks scared as fuck, nervous as fuck, and that's understandable.
Yeah.
We're already taking steps forward today. The people in this room, the people listening, and we're all working forward to evolve, to create something safer and break the cycles that have caused so much fear and so much hurt and so much loss and grief for far too long. On a positive note, I want to say thank you for your time. I look forward to speaking with you, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
All right. Well, that's that for Janelle speaking. Yeah. In closing, I feel that there was some stuff being hidden on both sides. I feel like we're not getting the whole truth. Will we ever get the whole truth? I don't know at this point. All we've ever wanted, though, my brother and I, all we've ever wanted is for this case to end. This is all we've ever wanted. Just end this fucking case. Get it out of our life. Get it out of our spotlight. Because we're never going to see Vince behind bars. He's way too powerful. No. Even if he has done dirty, disgusting, evil, unbelievably gross, vile things, he will never, ever, ever see jail time because he is too fucking powerful. He's a billionaire. He is friends with Trump. He will not see jail time. That's as simple as it is. He will not fucking see jail time. And for anybody who thinks that he will see jail time, you're fucking retarded.
He's old, he's wealthy, and he's well connected. What's the likelihood he's going to jail?
None. Fucking none.
Come on.
Well, that's what people don't get is Trump looks out for his boys. He looks out for his boy. And trust me, if his boy happened to have his name mentioned, I don't know, over 27 different times in the Epstein list, you better believe he's going to black it out. Even if his own name is listed, he's going to black it out. Any of his buddies, if they're implicated in the Epstein list, you better believe they're going to get blacked out. There's a reason why they had to hold off on releasing that list to the public for the longest time. Just saying. Think about it, guys.
I mean, there's a reason why, man. There's a reason why. But yeah, there could be connections to things that you maybe not have thought there were connections to. Who knows? All we know is that. Oh, God.
No, I'm sorry. I just real quick. I want to get your side of this in the current administration and where it's going with that. Like, what do you think is going to happen after this?
So what I think is happening after this is, well, what I know is happening is on June, somewhere like in mid-June, Vince is trying to bring this into arbitration, is what I know. From there, I think if this is all wrapped up and Vince pays a fucking shitload of money, I think Vince will try to work. Like he's already working with 14 and I think you'll start to see him. I don't think he's going to like buy WWE outright. But yeah, I do think that Vince is probably going to try to get back up and going with like 14th and I. With WWE and Triple H, I think Triple H will still be in his position at least for another year. Could be shorter. But yeah, I don't think heads are really going to roll. I just think that this is going to be over with. He's going to pay her a lot of money, and then this is just all it's going to be in the rearview mirror, hopefully.
Right. Well, and that's the thing too, is like the only reason why we're coming from where we're coming from right now is because we've dealt with Vince McMahon. And it was over something very small, just controlling a crowd. if we were able to get that type of visceral reaction out of Vince, who knows what another woman with that much tracking with him, would have gotten out of him. I'm just saying. Maybe she got a lot worse. I don't know.
Because I just feel like Vince could have ponied up the money and gotten this thing over with a long time ago. It's kind of like what I said before. It's almost like he's doing this to torture her. Because being sued is stressful. Like anybody could fucking agree. It's stressful. Especially with having her name publicized and all the things that she's done being, leaked to the public from the Wall Street Journal. That's stressful, man. That's fucking stressful. And so to me, I personally believe, this is just my opinion, but I believe that Vince is doing this to agonize her, and he will end up settling with her somewhere in the tens of millions.
Vince is a guy that doesn't like having problems. If you become a problem for him, he takes care of that problem.
Sure.
So for him to be dragging this out, yeah, it's almost like, this is just my opinion. Bitch, I was in love with you. I gave you so fucking much, and you did this to me? You fucking did this to me? All right, I'm going to make your life a living fucking hell. I'm going to make sure you stay alive so you can feel the fucking torment. That's what it feels like to me. I could be wrong.
Well, absolutely. Well, and that's the thing. Like, we're just offering our opinions here. Like,
right.
But to me, like, I can't. We got to get back to the start of all this. None of this would have been a big deal if it weren't for the Wall Street Journal releasing that story. Who fucking released that to the Wall Street Journal? That's the question that needs to be answered. That's the question that everybody needs to be focusing on. Who released the fucking story to the Wall Street Journal? Who contacted that person at the Wall Street Journal?
See what Brandon Green has to say. If you go on this guy in Wrestling New World Order's podcast, he reveals that someone who's been close to Stephanie has said that Stephanie's been saying that she has put Janel Grant and up to all. Very interesting. And what were we saying? Notice the timeline of NXT 2.0. Remember when Triple H had his heart failure issues? Mm-hmm. He stepped out. Vince stepped out. He came back in, rehired all of his people. This case broke open all around the same time. Very interesting. Go for it, please. Dig.
Go even further, because what role did Stephanie have in that company right after?
Tell him.
The co-CEO and chairman of the company. What she's always fucking wanted. What did Triple H get? Head of creative. What he's always fucking wanted. Look, I look at it like, who's benefiting from all this? Like, who benefited the most from this? Was it Vince? No. Was it Janel Grant? No. Was it Stephanie? Yeah. Was it Triple H? Oh yeah. It's
as simple as this. This has happened all throughout history. Kill the king so the prince and so the prince and the princess can take over. That's, I mean, not saying that happened, but that's what it feels like. It really feels like they know that Vince is a dirty, evil son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know what? He's got enough dirt on him that maybe we can at the very least get him out of office. I don't think Stephanie ever wanted to see him behind bars, but she knew that she could get him out of office with all the dirt he had on him.
To me, what it looks like is like with Triple H. I mean, we got to remember NXT Black and Old. Whack and Old, Black and Gold, whatever you want to call it.
Whack and Mold.
Whack and Mold. Like, that was his baby. He loved that company. He loved those wrestlers. They literally called him Papa H, and they still fucking do. Yep. And we've seen so he loved that company. He loved everything about it. He has the heart failure incident. He has to step away. Vince comes in, changes everything, fires a lot of his darlings, changes everything about NXT that he built, and he probably was like, all right, motherfucker, when I come back, you're going down. He probably talked to Stephanie, and they worked out a plan.
I could see that happening, honestly. It just seems like the type of situation that we have been talking about this for a while now. And it's not confirmed or anything, but we've been talking about this for a while, that maybe, he had something to do with, getting together with Stephanie and getting Vince out. Just the timing. For us, we look at patterns at TWRP. We look at the patterns, and the timing, you can't deny it. It was all around the same week.
It's two things for me. It's timing and who benefited.
Yep.
Like,
and Steph and Triple H definitely benefited off of that shit. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, they most certainly did. They most certainly did. And the one thing that I did love about it is, since Vince was the majority shareholder of the company, he was able to force his way back in and just say, we're selling the fucking company. And that pissed it, because anybody remember, that's when Steph stepped down, like the beginning of 2023, like that January, I believe, right at the beginning of that month. She stepped down, and she gave a whole fucking statement on her Twitter, like, I'm stepping down, I'm going away. Well, there it is.
I mean, my personal opinion about Stephanie is I don't think that she's ever fully stepped out of power. I think that she's always had a strong consulting position within WWE. I think that she may still have some sort of secret booking ability over the women's division. Just my opinion. Maurice said it really is mirroring the 2011 storyline with Triple H and Vince, where the roster and kayfabe had no confidence in Vince, and then Vince was fired and Triple H took over. History repeats itself. The world's a stage.
The world's a stage, man. It's pretty crazy that this is how it all played out. And and the funny thing too with all this is that what I love, and it's not going to last long, so people are going to use this to slam on Vince and prop up Triple H,
right?
Or they may just ignore it all altogether. But let's not forget, this is Triple H is the guy who twisted the knife in Janel Grant. So all the defenders out there, you gotta be fucking honest about what your fucking nose man did, what your fucking nose daddy did. He twisted the knife in Janel Grant. So as much of a victim as she is, allegedly politically in the war of ideas, Triple H made it worse. Triple H weaponized her trauma against her. Undeniable.
And I know that there's going to be so many defenders out there. Oh, come on. They were just going for a storyline. Cheating is really popular nowadays in media.
No.
You don't have any proof or anything.
All I need to do is this. Number one, they took it, literally one of the fucking things that happened that Janel Grant was accusing of happening. Number one, they took that, and number two, it was happening as the case is still going on.
Yeah, very crazy, very crazy. So Brandon said, actually, what he said was that Stephanie put Janel Grant as a plant for Vince. I don't know.
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible, but I look at everything that we saw right here, and Vince he's got high testosterone, always has. What do people with high testosterone like to do? They like to fuck. What happens when you have high T? You always got a boner and you always want to fuck something. That's just how it is. I'm just saying.
I mean, and I think Brandon Green does propose a really interesting theory, is that maybe Stephanie was like, you know what, I'm tired of waiting. I want the power now. I have a lot of dirt on my daddy. I'm gonna set him up. I'm gonna set him up with this chick. He's gonna fall head over heels in love with her, and we're gonna be able to use this against him whenever we need to.
Well, but that would be the question: is does she know Janel Grant personally? Is she maybe an Eastern Star? I don't know.
Well, and so with Lord Waleed, saying that Nick Khan is the rat in the story, that's very possible. That is, but I also look at the timing of right as Triple H comes back, not long thereafter, all of a sudden. Well,
that's all we're doing. Everything, I would just like to remind everybody in the chat room that what we're doing right here is we're just coming up with scenarios. Nothing that we say is fact. We had it in the disclaimer at the beginning of the video. This is all our opinions, not fact. Opinions.
Well, we also got to mention about Nick Khan. Nick Khan has stated publicly on Stephanie's podcast, him and Triple H are good friends.
Oh yeah, no, he stated that he's very close with Triple H right now, and he's grown really close with him. And this is what Nick Khan does. Whoever he works with, go through his past history. You'll find that he gets very buddy-buddy. He's a good company guy. He is a professional brown-noser. Everybody who he gets into company with, he fucking kisses their butt. He's a good butt kisser. Never deny it.
Because if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not accusing Nick Khan of this at all, I'm just saying that if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Nick Khan have ties to the Wall Street Journal?
I don't know for a fact. I would have to look into that. I do know he's got very powerful ties. I mean, what is it?
Right.
Good childhood friends with The Rock, who has a lot of ties in Hollywood. So yeah, no, he's definitely got some connections there, man. Definitely got some connections. So yeah, Vince is close with Rock as well. So yeah. Now it's all we really wanted to point out in this is that in a situation like this felt like a power struggle. Beyond what's going on with Janel Grant, it very much felt like a power struggle, and Janel Grant was the catalyst that led to an usurping, basically. This is what it feels like to us.
Well, I mean, but that's not an opinion, because that's literally what happened, is that Janel Grant was the big reason why Vince had to step away.
But a planned catalyst is my opinion. Not an accidental catalyst.
It very well could have been. It very well could have been, because you look at who, as we said before, you look at who benefited from it. Right thereafter, Stephanie became the chairman and co-CEO of the company, and Triple H became the head of creative. Who benefited from it the most?
At this point, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to see Triple H in charge. I don't want to see Vince McMahon in charge. The only ones who I would be happy with being in charge right now are Shawn Michaels, Jeremy Barash, and maybe The Undertaker. And that's it. Everybody else.
What about Shane?
Oh, Shane, I would love it if Shane came back, but I don't know if he would. If he's down, I'm down. Yeah, we love Shane McMahon over here. He's a G. So yeah, I would love if Shane got involved with all of them, but I don't know. I just don't know if Shane is accepted back into the WWE system. I mean, especially with him trying to go and meet up with AEW. You know, it makes me think about just how deep the hatred runs between, allegedly, how deep the hate runs between Shane McMahon and Triple H.
Well, that's like, and there's like a lot of reports about Triple H and Shane not getting along at all. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I would say to Sean last year, don't forget about this. Shane McMahon met with Tony Khan, and he got told to fuck off because he wanted basically creative control. Trust me, he definitely wants to still be in wrestling. He's just looking for the right connection.
I think that it's not out of the equation that they end up selling to 14th. TNA ends up selling to 14th and I. I would not be surprised. I don't think that's entirely out of the equation. I think they've got a lot of money to buy the company. It's like they could say right now, "Oh, we're not going to sell," but you throw enough money their way, they'll sell.
I think, honestly, if anybody's going to buy it, it's going to be Saudi right now. I mean, look at the fact that just recently with Zuffa Boxing, they spent $15 million on Conor Benn. So if they're willing to spend $15 million on a boxer coming in, if they can buy WWE, that's pocket change to them, you know?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, if they could buy WWE, what they do is they get a big foothold into the American market. Do I think they change things creatively? Not really. Ultimately, no. I don't think they do. And you see the things that that they like over in Saudi. It's mainly casual, fan friendly. Like that was one of the more positive things I can remember about that Royal Rumble over in Saudi is that the fans were fucking normal. The few that were there, but they were normal. You know.
I like the Saudi crowd. The Saudi crowd is the best modern crowd that we have nowadays, without question. They're loud at the appropriate things and they're quiet at the appropriate things. It's not like most crowds where they're just either screaming dorky shit over in Europe or they're quiet as a mouse throughout the whole show. They actually show some passion, so I'll give them that.
No, they really do. And so like that's why, you know, I'm not negative about them selling to Saudi. I do have my questions. I do have my reservations, to be real about that, but I mean, is it really going to be any worse than Triple H running it? I doubt it.
No, if anything, it would seem like they're trying to push Triple H out. One thing that we covered a while back, but it's now looking to become more confirmed, is that Ryan Ward is now overseeing both Raw and SmackDown, and you are seeing a little bit of a change on the on-screen stuff. So it looks like they are slowly but surely, TKO for that matter, are slowly but surely trying to get Triple H out. It seems like Ryan Ward was... When I saw him in there, and now seeing him take over more power, not just one position, but both shows, I think that's what they're going for.
I think more than likely that's what they're going for. Yeah, they're trying to have a different team. What they're probably seeing is like, okay, well, the old guard around Triple H, they're really not helping. I think you're going to start to see them one by one leave. I think it's going to start with Michael Hayes and then probably Bruce Pritchard and then other people. I think Bruce is going to be one of the last people to leave, just because of all the knowledge that he has, the skeletons in the closet, all that. But I think he's going to be one of the last few people to leave. And I think what they're going to try to do is get a different creative team under Triple H and see how that works. If it doesn't work, then bye-bye Triple H, Shawn Michaels, you're the next one up.
I mean, that's what they're doing right now. I mean, it kind of already started with John Laurinaitis, you know. But yeah, we could be seeing people like Michael P.S. Hayes head out the door, Bruce Pritchard head out the door, maybe even Road Dogg. I think a lot of the old guard, their time is up within the next 5 years.
Yeah, I agree.
So, guys, thank you for joining us for this Janel Grant Speaks Live reaction. Like we said before, we try to look at this from both sides, not just one. And hope you enjoyed. We'll be live with the news tomorrow at 5 on the main channel. So, NC.
JC and.
Peace out.